Hello, sir. Good morning. Myself, Makwana Mohit. I worked, our group worked on your problem statement for the web application of your laboratory system, migrating from Excel to web application. So now I have almost an soft web application ready. But because this is a hackathon and things goes little fast, I tried my side best to make these bugs free, but there are little chance that bug comes. So we can identify this after you started using this. And so let's talk about deployment. So this is I use Django as a backend. So it is a Python based framework, so we need a Python environment to host our web application. So first I suggest that we, at a trial phase, we deploy this at your local area network in any machine installing Python. And we can also purchase a cloud machine and host internetly and host in internet publicly. Now let's go through startup process. So at the time of software startup, we don't have any database, so first I delete my database. So when we deploy this machine, we first are the environment setup. So now we have environment. So at any type of deployment, the first command the run is init command. So python manage.py init. This command connects through database. If database not available, it can create one also and apply all the schema structure for related for tables, and this whole command, this whole things init command does. Now we get two things. First is OTP or activation code, and one this kind of URL. So we need to copy this URL and save it for later. After that, the deployment command will run. Currently I am hosting in my laptop, so this is all the setup for local side, but it is almost 90% same for every kind of stuff. Now let's open the browser and let's open our website. So to any kind of stuff regarding website need and login credentials, but because the database is new, we don't have, so we just paste the URL that we copied there, hit enter. Now the activation code, and this will directly log in us with an reserved account. So this is an account admin@result.local. This is the first account and this is admin account with full type of rights. Now we have the account and we need another accounts. So to add accounts, we go to users. Here the all user list will come, and because this is admin account, this will manage all kind of user, change any user password and all the user lists on here. But if we logged in with staff user or staff admin user, they can only see one user their own. So here there is account, the admin account. Now we click on add user. So our software send email for authentication and for activation links and all of this. So we also need one email service and SMTP server connected with our software. Currently I connected my Gmail account. So any type of email will send through my Gmail account. So now we have to add another user. So just I type an email. Then what is groups? So the user logged in. After login, what type of process can user perform? If it's staff user, it can perform less things. If the user has more rights, they can perform more things. So that type of management comes under user permissions. So we can, as you saw, we there are lots of permission for all the types of table. Let's say we have one table, acid complete sample. So this table has four type of permission. One can add complete samples, can change, can delete, and can view. So we have to give this type of permission to user. But giving it manually like this, we just make a group. There is a group staff and staff admin. When we run init command, this group will automatically created. So, and this has all the permission for all table. This group has permission for view, add, and change. One user with group staff and staff admin cannot delete any type of records. So we select just group, and we have to give one password, any kind of password, because it can easily change laterally. So we can use suggestion as well. And now the important role. The role is staff admin, and admin. Basic difference is staff can add any kind of user, but they cannot check to check that if a record is valid or not valid. We have to use staff admin. So let's make this user staff admin and save. After saving, it will send an email. So the email is sending. Let's visit the home panel. So this is the main panel with widgets. So there are quick links for change password and total sample. Total sample are collection of all, we can say in letter. Then we have user profile. We can also edit our profile and choose any profile picture if we want. Let's I select any kind of and save. After that, if I go to home panel, my profile picture will shown here. And there, now here is administration, and some widgets are only shown here, not shown in staff user. Then these are the trend charts that you suggested, and these are the recent action that recently we created one user. We created one user admin. We created one user. So these are the recent action. If anybody change or update, shown here. And these are the widgets. We can easily move this widget like this. We can edit information if we want. Like if we have to edit change quick links, we can add more links like here. So now logout come. Every type of user widgets are more customizable, and we can add widget from here. And if we want to reset to default, we can just click reset, and all of this resets. Now this is for home, this is for visit site, but it will redirect to this page as well. These are the tables. This is acid samples. These are the groups for authentication and authorization, nylon sample tables, and users. So let's back to user. So we created one user, and I need more users. So I create 5 to 6 user more quickly. So now we created almost 5 user. Now after user creation, the email is sent. So let's see the email that's sent. So there are 6 new emails, each one for account, each account, one for each account. Now the creation email contains these things. First is email or username from which the account was created, one password. Okay, so email comes with password and login link. So if we just go to login link with a copied email and copied password, if we click on login, currently we can't logged in because this account is not activated, it is in freeze condition. So first time login required activation of accounts. So to activate account, same process as before, we copy the activation code and click on the link. Here direct link will appear for the activation page, and paste the code and activate account, and now we are logged in different user. Now if we go to users, because this is staff admin, it can only see there once user, as I told before. So this type of user creation is work. Now if any user forgot their password and does not have any kind of a logged in entry point, then just at any page we click on forgotten password and we enter the email here. So let's say 3. So after submitting, this will also send one activation link, or we can say just login link. So the email is sent. If we check one more time, there is a new. So this will only comes with login link. So again copy the activation code and click on link. So if we forgot password, we can directly log in with this link. And if we have to change password, then there are one option for change password here, and we can also customize the themes if we want. And change password, here we enter our old password, and we can generate a new password. And one more change password option is here at user. Click on your username and here click on reset password. This will not ask for any old password, we can directly just change the password from here. Now these all functionality comes with user. Here are showing that user is active or not, user is super user, means an admin account or not. Now after user processing, let's see, we have user created. Now we don't have any type of data in asset sample over here. By the way, this is application page. Here are some widgets as well, like main screen, and these all are the tables that you provide me through excel sheet. I copied the, I take the structure from all and converted to a schema, and now all of these are empty and we have to add. So first, how an addition work of row. So let's say there are an user. So any user can add, if it is a staff user, staff admin or admin, they have to click on any table and add. Now they have to add information. So here the SR number is auto field, can be generated auto as per table. Now we have to select the dates, date of reporting, date of sample. These are all the fields that available in the excel sheets. And I separated each field as per characteristic. So this will organize the addition. and after some values inserted, okay, now this is analysis part. So staff user cannot change anything in here, but so they just have to save. So if we doesn't enter any required field or any kind of thing, then we also get an error for proper addition. Now one is entered, one record is entered. Now what next part? So this is not approved, means this is not approved or not rejected as well. This is in pending stage. So now what, any type of staff admin or admin users, will it staff admin or admin will come here. So now here, whenever an user save its reference, this is foreign key reference will come here automatically. So the this email user add this record, so their email is come here. And if we are in admin panel, then we have here history. So any kind of record, let's say this composite records, and let's take one more user. Now let's make this user LMS4 user and staff admin. We can easily do this using our admin user. Okay, there is error, we logged out of our admin user. Let I logged in our admin user again. Now let's go to users, and the for let's make this user so let's change the role to staff admin and back to the our fourth number user. Sorry, this is 3, so let's make 3 and staff admin user. Sorry if this will go a little slowly. Now we have an staff admin users. This has more types of permission, so they can also listen action. So this is changed. Okay, so this will enter by an staff user with email analyst 3. So these two fields for foreign key consent for users, that analyst is analyst and checked by, will not enter by any user. This will automatically comes like that. There are comes that user 3 add this record. Now any staff admin user will come here, the user tree itself comes here, and it will select one of this field. If it's unknown means pending, this user is not verified this. If approved yes means this record is okay, or approved no means there are some problem. And so staff admin works is to approve. Also admin can approve records, and who approved is reference is come on checked by fields. Here both things is done by LMS3 user. Now what can admin do more? They go to user, it is simple, and here they user this will see an recent action as well. And if an admin user, only admin user will go to here, this will admin can see history, the history page, and here it can see that who changes what. So first at 6th May 4:21 p.m. this user added this, and now this user changed this, and more precisely changed approved. So admin can no idea that this person approved. Now this will helpful if now let's say the LMS3 user, this user first approved, then another LMS5 user, they also come here and approved with change. Then our checked by field will reference to recent checked by user. So here rather than LMS3, here we can say, here we see LMS5. So to ensure that how many users change this record, we have this history action. Now let's move to import. So this is manual and day-to-day process to adding records for any type of table. But at the start of what we do, now here we have completely empty data, and I assume you have dozens and thousands of record, and we can't add one by one manually. So what we can do, we can come here to import data view. Now this import data is two parts. First we have to get the example sheet for any model. So let's say we have to add records for HNO3 sample. So we click on model name and then get example sheet. Okay. Let's see, there are error coming, maybe because this is an incognito tab. And by the way, this only admin can access this page. So sorry, at the time of recording this video, there are minor error comes in import data get example function, but I corrected. Now if we click on any sample, let's say HNO sample, and click get example sheet, you can see that one example sheet comes in download. Let's do this same with any nylon sample table. You also get one more Excel file. Let's open it up. Maybe Excel. So okay, so here are nylon sample. Excel is referring the file, but you can see one empty Excel file with all the important headings on it. So we need to add all of our data in this column without editing any on these headers, because the header is important for importing functionality. As same as this, we also have one another file for HNO sample. So you can see there for the all of the same work for HNO sample as well. And in recorded video I didn't show the view total sample views. So this view can show all the data for the month range selected. So by default is from June 24, maybe 12 months. You can see that there are not record for any these, but there are some SA4 samples, there are HNO3 samples, and there are total sample. And all of full from all of the tables we have 195 records. So that's how you can analyze the all the total data. So, and this is little clip added after the recording video. Thank you. So here one sheet will come with a model name, and after that sheet will come, sheet looks like this. Sheet look like this, and sheet is completely empty. Sheet has only these column names or heading names, and we have to ensure that we keep this heading name as it is. Okay, so after heading in, what we have to do, you have Excel files, so copy records column wise and paste the records as per here shown. Probably let's say SR number, you have to, you can do anything because SR number is auto generated field. Here any kind of value here will not impact row insertion. The SR number is automatically generated, and we have some different logic for approved as well, but we have to add this row and make one Excel file like this. So after this kind of Excel file, I already created some for example. Now we go to import data functionality. Now this is part 2. You have downloaded an example sheet, then you filled that example sheet with data, and now you have to import this in our database. So what we have to do, one more time, select the table you want to insert and select the file. Here select the proper file is important. If you select any other file and click, then one basic error message will come that Excel column didn't match model fields. So let's select the proper two values and import data. This will take time as per your Excel file. And now this is first, it will ask for confirmation. So you have all the records loaded from Excel and shown here. So these are the records. And what are these records? So these are rejected record. So record can be rejected if data is not in proper form, if there is an required field which is set empty, or there are error in emails. So there are email, all of the emails are okay, but user for this email is not existed in our system. In our system we create user till 5. So these all are user, these all records are say correct, but because of the user these are rejected. So you can also see how many records are rejected. And if you have, let's say, an error in some fields, then this field comes with error message. Let's say this is a record and there are 4 user with your date. Let's change this date, and there are float field, but let's add some text here. And this kind of modification, let's change that here too. Now if we perform the action again, then in rejected rows, you might see here that data is Mohit because it's rejected. This is value because it is rejected. So this is rejected mechanism. and because of email rejected. Now after you checked and you are sure about to addition, then you have this kind of options. And let I minimize. Okay, so now here approved status, so you can add the request for type. So what are the approved value for the records you enter? And the default and recommend is set all blank and pending approved. Means if you enter any records by Excel file, then some person needs to verify it for any errors, and then they have to approve that records. Now first option is this. The first option is use as per loaded data. So here in loaded data, there are true false for approved status. The approved here. So what value is here? They is taken for the database of records. Then set all blank means all have to pending task, they have to approved. Set all record as approved means the all records that enter by Excel sheet by default they are approved, and same as not approved, so all records are not approved. So let's go with all blank and let's click on confirm insert. This will also take some processing time, and now we can see that 237 records inserted successfully. Then now if we go to HNO3 samples, we can see all records are inserted with approved status as pending. Now if we any staff admin or admin user comes here and just approved or not approved as per criteria, and let's add another one with different option. Let us say for sample with old approved by default. Also these all are the approved rows and these are the rejected rows. And set all records are approved and comes from insert. So now if we go here and check for SA4 samples, there are record all is by default upload, and other two options like not approved, set all record as not approved, and set all as per loaded data, they work like this. Now as we tell before, let's jump into user roles and user authentication and authorization. So between these I already talked about functionalities and user role, but let's deep dive some, gather some information. So these are groups, you can add groups, and these for permissions. So mainly admin panel works on CRUD operation. Let's name this group. Now you made one group with that only for staff admin and they can delete record. So now you can create a group and you can add permission here. So let's select all. Select all permission means give all rights, which is absolutely not recommended, but for experiment let's say we done this. Save. Now we go to another login. Now this is activated. We can see that this user, let's click on exit sample, and we recently added this record. So now in this record, if we go to select here, these are actions, and we can see there is one export SF4. We took this after this part, but we if we go to any, we say we what the action we see, we can see history, we can see save and add another, save and continue editing, but we didn't have, any types of delete action. And also their history will also come, but this history will only show the action that changed by particular user. So let's say here LMS4 user, here any other, if any other user changes something, then that will not shown in here history. Now if we go to the user, this is for user. Now let's go to the admin side. Maybe here some issue. Let I open another tab for this. Now if we add any authentication groups, so here we made one group with every type of permission. Now let's assign this group to any user. For first, let I add one permission. So here permissions, what I do, what I add one delete permission for SA4. So they can delete SA4. So I add one permission to number 4 user. Now if I go to user 4 and go to the SA4 samples, now if I click on anyone and click on actions, now you can see one delete selected records are shown, means now I have permissions because I assigned that. So now I can delete, and this is delete page by the way, and the records are deleted. And if I go to the another one, because I have only permission for SA4 deletion, I cannot delete any records here. Okay, so this type of authentication authorization work, there are 3 roles: staff user with lowest permission, staff admin that can verify transaction, and admin user. Now let's talk about, we already talk about import functionality. Now let's talk about export functionality. So here in export functionality, select the rows you want to export, and then click on the export samples. This is available in all tables. Now you also get one review for how many records you are exporting. Click on down. Now these are some options. If you are admin user, this option is, I cannot click check this option because I am on staff or staff admin user. If you are an admin user, then you can just by checking this field, you can export all the records by once. Means rather than this fewer like 100 records, you can export all the 500 or 1000 records in one go. Now these are the options: CSV and Excel. Now in PDF there are some conflicts because you have some tables with very large amount of columns, let's say 7 or 9 columns. So fitting all the columns in one PDF page, either in portrait mode or either in landscape mode, is not possible. But also I am getting some, here I am getting some PDFs, but this PDF you can say these are not as much functional. Like here it is showing because this model has some less amount of rows, but if the rows goes up, then we can't fill all of this in one page. So this is how the PDF export work. Now let's export this in CSV, an easy and lightweight solution. We just download the CSV file. We can also see this in CSV format and the most usable in PDF format. Sorry, in Excel format. So this is the Excel file, and now if you can see that the all records previously all Excel file that I save for importing, just simply I export all of, first I add all of this record by programmatically for some random basic output, and then I export all of this and save the Excel file so we can import it. So if you export any Excel file, then without any modification you can directly feed that into an import functionality and you can work with that. So that's how the export functionality works. And now let's jump to our final model, nylon sample. And the logic how the acid sample works, all this approved, checked by, import, export, all of these are same in nylon sample, but nylon sample have one different kind of thing, that is limit logic. Because nylon sample has some constraint about particular value for particular grade. Now here there are more tables than your Excel file, because like say nylon 6 compounding, line A bagging sample and line B bagging sample. So in your Excel file these two table is combined in one worksheet, but because I think this way, maybe this is more structured way, so I separate this and created two different tables or two different models, one different for line A bagging sample and one different for line B bagging sample. Now here are the all the tables. Now let's click on any one, let's say in batch products, and the main different logic is in addition. Okay, so if you go to even any page, this our dialog says that please select grade, because grade is important in nylon sample. So in first page it's okay if you enter that lastly, but you have to, because another else it will throw an error. But here let's select E28 as grade. Now if I go here and let me show the difference. So if I go directly here, if I go directly into chemical properties, then this is normal page. But after selecting the grade E28, now when I go, then the constraint, all the constraints are loaded. Like in RV, there is a pop-up says that RV must be within 2.45 and 3, and let add 2 here. Moisture should be less than 0.1, let's add 0.05, and for all the constraint as well. Then there are additional information because I am admin, staff admin currently, so I can also approve my addition as well. So let's say that this is approved. If I go to save, there are some errors. First, there are this field is required like batch number and date. So let's add some dates and batch number. There are also error. So now first page is clean, second page has error, and third page is clean. So as the limit logic, the error comes that RV must be in constraint 2.45 to 3. So let's add 2.55 and save. And that's how the limit logic works. So currently this much is for this demo session. This is little long, but there are many things to tell. If you have any other doubts, and freely you can freely contact me. I am here really happy to assist you and make this project work. I don't think that now this project is used to me for hackathon, because maybe hackathon will not conducted, and soon my last semester exam is coming at 8th, and maybe I go to another college. But I hope that I do my best for you to help and make this project comes into real world use. And maybe there are some, because as I told, there are my exams, maybe there are little delay for response, but I try as soon as to help you, assist you, fix bugs, help you to deploy the codes and all of the things. So this is much for current demo. And sir, there are one more thing, that if you want to try this software, this web application by yourself, then I can purchase one small cloud machine in AWS cloud, host website from my side, and give you credentials and all the stuff that I shown you in this video. And you can see the demo session, but this is for limited time, because AWS charge money from my side. So for less time, maybe a half day or a full day, I can help you. I can host this machine on cloud as well. If you want demo, you can ask me in a response of this mail. And thank you for the support, your valuable feedback for my development, and thank you.